Do you need an unsecured credit card of up to $5,000, but you don't think that maybe you'll qualify because your credit's just not all that great? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly which of the 3 top unsecured credit card companies you should go with, and the ones that will actually give credit cards, unsecured credit cards, to those of you that have credit challenges. So I have a lot to cover in a very short period of time, so let's get into it. Okay, so first and foremost, all of you should be working on your credit. If you don't have an 800 plus mid FICO score, then you need to be doing something to work on your credit, whether or not it is to diminish the balances on your high interest rate credit cards, maybe through debt consolidation or some other means. Or what you should do is focus on getting rid of those hard inquiries, or getting rid of late payments or negative accounts altogether, or debt collection accounts. I have done a ton of videos on exactly how to do all this, so I'm not going to go into detail about this, but the whole purpose, especially if you do have credit challenges and you do not have perfect credit right now, you need to continuously keep working on that credit. So this is not a replacement of that. This is not well, Monica said that these credit card companies she recommends are great and I don't need to continue working on my credit. Yes, you do. You need to continue working on your credit if you're going to be credit worthy and ultimately getting that 800 plus mid FICO score. Now, I know it might seem like a stretch to some of you, and I used to think that too, because back in the day, I had to file for bankruptcy a long time ago. It was through an identity theft situation with my first husband, and I felt like I had to file for bankruptcy. I regretted it later, but then I realized, and I didn't even realize this until recently, but after I filed for bankruptcy, I felt this, I guess, level of just freedom. I didn't have to deal with creditors. I didn't have to fear being sued by collection agencies anymore. I felt like I was free. And within 6 months after that, my little tiny business that I started on my living room floor turned into a $1 million company. And later I thought about it, like, at first I was just like, oh, I shouldn't have filed for bankruptcy, because if I would have held out 6 more months, I would have had this $1 million business to take care of the debt. And I only filed for like $50,000 or $60,000 in credit card debt. And I was thinking I could have paid that off easily with my $1 million business. But then through doing these videos and explaining my story to you guys, I realized that because I filed for bankruptcy is the reason I was able to start that multi-million dollar business. Now you're probably thinking, well, Monica, that makes zero sense, period. Like, what the hell are you talking about? That's so stupid. Well, here's what I'm talking about. When you have this heavy sense of debt on your shoulders and you think about it 24/7, you try to figure out how you're going to get out of it. You're afraid of debt collectors. They're calling you on the phone. They're sending you threatening letters. They're threatening to sue you. Maybe you have been sued. And by the way, if you have been sued, go to neverloseincourt.com and learn how to defend yourself and protect yourself from a judgment. Do that immediately if you've been sued, by the way. Don't wait around. You only have about 20 to 30 days, depending on your state law, to file a motion for something after you're served. Otherwise, you're going to get a default judgment against you if you don't respond or don't show up. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is all of these things going on regarding debt, for me anyway, was weighing me down heavily. I was constantly thinking about the debt, worried about the debt, wondering if somebody was going to come after me about the debt. So the very moment I filed for bankruptcy, I felt free, and mentally I didn't have to think about it anymore. It wasn't taking up any more space in my head. And so then I was able to fully focus on my business that I was creating. Remember, I did it off my living room floor. And I didn't have all that background noise, that negativity going on. And that's why I attribute the fact that my multi-million dollar business took off within 6 months, because I didn't have that anymore. So I'm not telling everybody to file for bankruptcy. I'm just telling you that when you're dealing with heavy loads of debt, then you need to start thinking outside of the box on how to get rid of that debt. I recommend that most of you, if not all of you, start some kind of side hustle business. I talk a lot about different side hustle businesses on my channel. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go on my channel and find my start a business section, where you could find a variety of different businesses that you could start super cheap. Like one business you could start for $15 and you can make a couple hundred to a couple thousand per week, like many of my students are already. So money is, of course, the solution to getting out of debt. But some of you might have gone too far and you might have to talk to a bankruptcy attorney. I'm just telling you, that's maybe what I would do if I owed, say, $100,000 plus in debt, knew I could never pay it, and knew that I was dealing with debt collectors 24/7, afraid somebody's going to sue me, maybe being sued. I would probably consider bankruptcy. So if you were in that situation, maybe that's what you should consider. But I have to warn you, if you do have credit challenges right now and they're very minimal, then what you need to do is go forth and continue on doing the disputes that I talk about on my channel and all my videos, continuing to rebuild your credit. But at the same time, you're going to have new credit to start the rebuilding process. And so if you're in need of some money, up to $5,000 in unsecured credit, and you do have credit problems, and I do have a few recommendations of different banks that I recommend that could help you get an unsecured credit card, even if you currently do have credit challenges. Now, when I say up to, it doesn't mean that they're going to give you the $5,000, but I've seen them give my students $5,000 even with some credit challenges, and that could very well be you. In fact, one of the banks can get you up to $15,000, but again, that's for people that are a little better on the credit FICO spectrum. So if you are really low on the credit FICO spectrum with your credit reports, you're probably not going to get $15,000. But you'll get close to that. So let's talk about the purpose of these cards. These are what I call second chance credit cards. And I strongly urge you to only choose one, because these are cards that you're not going to go into and open up a credit card account and then 2 years from now, when you're able to finally become worthy enough for a, say, American Express or Bank of America, US Bank, Citibank, Chase, Wells Fargo, one of those larger internationally known banks, you're not going to just ditch the second chance credit card, because you're going to want something on your FICO score that calculates into the algorithm called longevity. So if you're opening and closing these credit card accounts like it's a revolving door, that is pulling your FICO score down. I still have 3 second chance credit cards from over 20 years ago that still charge me a monthly fee, one of which still has $5,000 of my money because it's a secured credit card. And I'm never going to get that money back unless I close that account. I'm not going to close the account because my longevity is freaking fabulous on my credit report, which calculates very nicely into my FICO score, which is why I have, and it depends on which way the wind blows, but I will roughly be around 825 to 850, my mid-FICO, depending on, again, a variety of different things that are calculated on any given day. But my FICO is so high that it doesn't matter if I even take, say, a 40-point hit on something, which I wouldn't unless I stopped paying something for some reason, which I wouldn't do that either. But still, I kept those 3 second chance credit cards from over 20 years ago when I started over after my bankruptcy in 2001. So when you choose one of these second chance credit cards, choose it for life. Pretend like it's a marriage and only pick one. Because what you're going to want to happen is your next credit card needs to be an above board, internationally known bank like American Express, or even better, if you have to have a second chance credit card, then consider getting yourself a secured Bank of America credit card, because after 1 year of you making perfect timely payments on the secured credit card with Bank of America, by the 13th month, they're refunding you your deposit for your secured credit card, and that secured credit card automatically turns into an unsecured credit card. They're one of the very few banks that I know of, in fact, the only bank that I know of that actually offers that program. So there's only one of these 3 credit cards you're going to be getting, and so you need to pick and choose wisely, okay? So let's talk about the different credit card programs. The very first one that I recommend is called OneMain, and OneMain can get you, I think it's up to $2,000 or $3,000 in unsecured credit. And again, this is for those of you that have credit problems right now and you don't have perfect credit. Maybe you have a few too many hard inquiries. Maybe your FICO score is a little too low and you're looking for a second chance credit card. But what I like about these 3 credit card programs that I'm recommending is that they're not like the bottom of the barrel second chance credit card companies. Like, there is some bottom of the barrel second chance credit card companies out there. I'm not going to name any names, but there's some really low ones out there that have like literally no recognition, no respect from other banks and lenders that are looking at your credit reports. And so these are not it. The three that I'm recommending, including One Main, is considered like a probably mid-tier second chance credit card company. So not at the low bottom of the barrel, but certainly not a well-recognized bank either. Eventually, we want all of our cards to be well-recognized banks. Like I said, like Bank of America, American Express, Chase, Citibank, Wells Fargo. Those are internationally well-known, and they command a higher respect when banks and lenders are looking at your credit reports. And they are also looked at differently by the algorithms, the secret backdoor methods that Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion uses to calculate your FICO score. So One Main is one of those. The next one that I recommend is called Prosper. And again, they will also give you upwards of $2,000 or $3,000 in unsecured credit with your first second chance credit card. And Prosper is also, in my opinion, considered kind of a second tier, second chance kind of credit card company, not the bottom of the barrel like some of the ones that maybe I've mentioned and recommended before, because everybody's got to start somewhere, you guys. If you are in the process of fixing your credit, a lot of my students make the huge mistake of only trying to get rid of the negatives off their personal credit reports, like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. They fight the credit reporting bureaus with dispute after dispute to get different accounts removed off. And they're very successful in doing that if they follow suit with everything I talk about in my videos. But here's the problem. They forget one key thing, and that is getting new credit. So many times when people submit an audit to me, which by the way, if you do want me to do a credit audit for you, simply go to school.com/Monica Main. And then once you're admitted into the group, which typically takes about 24 hours, go to the Classroom tab at the top of the page, look for credit audit and follow the instructions. And you may be chosen to have a credit audit, and I usually do it in the form of a YouTube video. So in my credit audits, I'll notice one of two things. One, somebody's completely maxed out on their current credit cards that they currently have. Or two, somebody's been successfully going through the process of disputing all of their negative accounts, getting them removed off, and then they have no accounts. They have no open accounts on their credit report. And they're like, Monica, what do I do? My FICO score is so low. And it's like, because you didn't open up any new accounts. And I always tell people, when you're in the process of fixing your credit, you do need to start new accounts. And I always tell people, get yourself a second chance credit card, ideally one of the ones that I'm recommending today in this video, and then get yourself a really low budget used car, get a Ford loan, go to an above board, well-known local Ford dealership down the road, and get a used car that's not going to cost a lot of money, because a car loan and a second chance credit card will really amazingly boost your FICO score. It usually takes about 3 months to fully see the results of that, because usually when you get a new account open, it will actually ding your FICO for a while until they can see what your new payment history is going to look like. But I always tell people, you do need to have the new credit to start rebuilding your credit. Hello, you can't just continue to remove negative accounts off your credit reports and not have new credit to fill in the blanks to start increasing and boosting that FICO score. It's just, you don't want to be maxed out on your credit cards. So for example, if you get one of these two credit cards, One Main or Prosper, for upwards of $3,000, you don't want to max it out and be maxed out at $3,000. You might want to only use $300 of that card, maximum say $600, and then ideally you'll pay it off every single month. Just use it for basics like groceries or gas. In fact, you should never use your ATM card at a gas pump or anywhere for that matter. Instead, always use a credit card. That way, if there's any swipers or weird things going on in those gas pumps, which I've been hit a lot of times, especially when I lived out in LA, there would be many times I'd put my American Express into the gas pump, and by the time I didn't even get down the road and get home, and I already have American Express sending me a text message stating that my credit card information was already ripped off because I just put it into the gas pump. So you should never use your debit cards for any transaction whatsoever unless you're actually at your bank's ATM getting money out of your bank's ATM. Otherwise, you should never be using your debit card for anything. Use your credit card for all your monthly stuff and pay it all off every single month. And then that way that will help you boost your credit as well as protect your personal savings and checking account from any, weird stuff going on. Because unfortunately, if somebody rips off your ATM card and they drain your bank account, it takes the bank forever to square all that away. And you lose all that cash for who knows how long until they do the investigation and are actually able to get the money back to you. Don't deal with all that. It's so much easier to dispute all the stuff with a credit card company because of somebody stealing your credit card information than doing that with an ATM card. So we have OneMain, and then we have Prosper. Now you're probably wondering, well, Monica, which is the credit card that I can get that's the second chance, second tier, second chance credit card company that can get me up to $5,000? Well, that credit card company is Credit One. So Credit One is also, I think, a second tier, second chance credit card company. They're much more recognized than some of the basement bottom of the barrel ones that I've recommended before. But again, everybody has to start somewhere. So Credit One is a really good one to start rebuilding credit with, but they will give you up to $5,000, even if you have shaky personal credit. So say, for example, your mid-FICO score is not all that high, they can get you up to $5,000. So again, choose one of the three. And then if you want to get a second chance credit card, I strongly urge you to consider getting the secured, not unsecured, the secured Bank of America credit card. So then that way you can start rebuilding with, one of the largest, well-recognized international banks in the entire world, which is Bank of America. And again, once you're making your payments for a full year on time, by the 13th month, they're refunding that money back to you. They're putting it on your credit card statement so that you can use that money. So now you'd have, say, for example, Credit One. And again, that's going to be your second chance credit card forever. You will die with that card. You're not going to open it and have it for 2 years and close it. That's one of the biggest pet peeves I have when I do your credit audits. And if you've seen my credit audits before, you know how peeved out I get when I see somebody who opens up a credit card company, new credit card, like with Credit One. I see that a lot. And then they close it after 18 months or 2 years. No, and no. You are going to be married to this credit card forever. So if you don't like the fees, then don't sign up, because that's part of the deal when it comes to reestablishing your credit. If you screwed up your credit, you're going to have to pay a price for it. And part of that price is when you deal with a second chance credit card company, they're going to have monthly fees. That's just the way it goes. And they will also have higher interest rates. But as I mentioned before, if you just spend the money and then you pay it off every single month, then you won't have to deal with any interest rate anyway, no matter what credit card you decide to get. So choose one of those second chance credit card companies. If you can, try to get yourself the secured Bank of America credit card, even if it's only for like, say, $500. And then also get yourself a low budget car loan. And you can go to, the Ford dealership down the street, find yourself a really low budget Ford that has a really great warranty. And then you could always turn that car in a couple years if you don't like it anymore. I did this in the beginning. When I was trying to reestablish my credit after my bankruptcy, I ended up going to a Toyota dealership, getting a used Toyota, and I told them to put the loan application through Ford, which they can do, and a lot of people don't know that. So as long as it's finance, not a lease, but a finance, you can walk into any dealership and say, I want that used car right over there, and I want to apply through Ford. And they will apply through Ford, even if it's Lexus or some other company that you're going to, right? So do that. And then after a couple years, I think it was it like 18 months or something, maybe 2 years, I decided to turn that Toyota Camry in for a Ford Explorer Sport. And it was a great vehicle. It was probably one of my favorite vehicles because I like Ford products. So, that's what you do is you trade in and you lower your interest rate. So I think my interest rate on the Toyota Camry was something ridiculous, like 20-something%. And then after a couple years, I got into my Ford Explorer because by then my credit started to go up. And so I was able to get that interest rate for much, much lower. I think it was below 10% that round. So that's how it works. That's how the credit game works. You just have to understand how the credit game works, how to play the credit game, and how to, level up to the point where you ultimately one day using credit or OPM, other people's money, to get wealthy. And so I did come up with this last book. It's called Credit Millionaire 2.0. If you want the free version of this book, go to school.com/Monica Main. Once you're admitted into the group, head over to Classroom, which is a tab at the top of the page. You can get my free version of Credit Millionaire, which talks about how to not only quickly repair your personal credit, it also talks about exactly how to use unsecured business credit, even if you don't even have a business right now, how to use unsecured business credit to become wealthy, like the multimillionaires and billionaires do. They don't reach into their savings to pay for businesses or to buy businesses or expand businesses. They use OPM or other people's money to do that. And believe it or not, these same loopholes are available to you if you understand exactly how to use them. So go to school.com/Monica Main, get the free Credit Millionaire book. Or you can get this newest version on Amazon. You can also get the Audible version as well. But I hope this content was really helpful for you. If so, give me a nice thumbs up, subscribe, drop some comments down below. This is Monica Main signing off, and I will see you in the next video.